Hey everybody, welcome back to Threads by Number. I'm Mandy. Sprocket has decided to go bug my mom today, so you're stuck with me. And if you only watch the videos for my dog, then I guess you're going to just have to skip over this one. This is Flosstube number 9. Very excited. I'm going to talk to you about my plans for 2021 and stitching from my stash. But first, we have a winner for Goat Load. Very exciting. Becca Mayo, send me your details and I'll get that shipped off to you hopefully this weekend. So stitching from stash, there is a Facebook group. That's how all this started for me, because I have all these whips and I was just buying more stash and not getting the stuff done that I needed to get done, and I felt constantly gibbed, like smacked up the side of the head. If you watch NCIS, you know what I'm talking about. By my mom and by my bubby. And my bubby has been gone for 11 years. So I'm still constantly getting gibbed by my bubby. That being said, once you join the group, Stitch from Stash, if you decide to join the group, then all this information will be easily available to you, but just so that I can explain it and I don't constantly have to go to Facebook and everything, I wrote this down in my cross stitch journal, diary, whatever you want to call it. So once you first join, you set your budget, maximum of $25. So if you don't want to spend anything, set it at 0. Me, I know I'm going to probably spend money this year, so I set it to $25. And to make it more tangible for myself, I take that $25 a month and throw it into my savings account. And then as you finish projects, each project is worth so much. I take that money and I also, from my paycheck, and I also put that into my savings account. So I have this little stitching nest egg, I guess. So the finished grid looks like this. Anything 40 by 40 or less is $2. And then it goes all the way up to 25. So 160 by 160 to 200 by 200 is worth $25. If you have anything higher than that, then you text the admin and she will she'll calculate it for you. So with Goat Load, because I do have this finished and I will show it in my next video, I take the stitch count, which is 54 wide by 90 high. Add those two numbers together, gives me 144. Divide that by 2, gives me 72. Can't normally do the math in my head, but I can do my math in my head today. So I'll go back to the finished grid. It's in between 60 by 60 and 80 by 80, so it's worth $8. Now, that being said, and there are some exceptions. If you are using specialty floss like the Classic Colorworks, or you're using, or if there's beading, or there are lots of embellishments, you can add 10% for each. Like if there's one bead, then don't add the extra 10%. But if there's a lot of beading in that, and you're using metallic threads, and there are like 4 embellishments on it, then dang girl, you add 10% for each. So for mine, it's worth $8.80. So in February, the admin will do a check-in page, and you list your monthly budget. You list any purchases. You list any finishes. And then you post pictures of your finishes too, as proof that you finished them. You add and subtract, and then you get your total. So let's say for January, I finished this. I actually finished it in December, but I say I finished this. And it's worth $8.80. So that gives me $33.80. I didn't spend any money. Yes. Then I'm gonna also add that to my February budget of $25, and that's going to give me $58 in my bank account. I'm really trying, because I wasn't able to go to Minnesota or Iowa last year at all because of COVID. This year, I am determined to get there after I'm vaccinated, and as long as the borders are open. So I'm going to be building my little nest egg for that. So things that don't count towards your purchases every month are things like if you have a subscription for last year. I have 3 threads of the month club. So those don't count for towards my monthly budget. If I had a new magazine subscription, that's going to count, and that's going to eat a lot of my budget. So old subscriptions don't count. Your stitching frames don't count. Your needles don't count. If you have fancy scissors, not like this, but like the gingers and stuff, then those might count because those can be considered collectible depending on which group you belong to. I don't believe they count in the Stitch from Stash one, the Stitch from Stash 2017 to 2021. These lovely stitching bags don't count. But your fabric, your patterns, your floss, those do count. Your embellishments, things like that do count. So that's how Stitch from Stash works. I wrote this down in my book somewhere. Right here. My works in progress. Anything that I have in a stitching bag in my basket that is not in timeout has been written on here, except for the last 2 patterns, and that's because I need to get my working copies, and they're 11 by 17, and I have to go to Staples, and I'm trying to avoid going to numerous stores right now because COVID is bad in my area. So those ones I will add to my list here, but they probably won't get worked on until things have calmed down considerably. So I'm going to show you my whips first, and I'm excited about those. I have 11 projects that are either kitted up and are in a different box, or are whips and or kitted in my stitching bags. So I have 11 in stitching bags. No, 9 because 10 because Death by Cross Stitch will not fit into a stitching bag. So I actually started this right after Christmas. It's the Farmhouse Christmas, and I finished this square on Monday this week. So it took me four sit downs to finish it. So like 4 nights to finish it in between work and Christmas and holidays and stuff. And then yesterday I did all this after I got home from work. And I really would like to have it stitched and framed and ready to go in case we have our exhibition fair thing this year. We won't find out until February, and if it doesn't happen this year, then next year for sure. I want to have it done this year and ready to go, and if I can't enter it until next year, then I don't enter it in until next year, which is fine. So the square that I'm working on right now is the Dairy Darling, and this cow reminds me of the cow from Anna Green Gables, Dolly, and she was getting into the Mrs. Lynn's cabbage patch. Actually, it was Mrs. Lynn's cow that got into it, but there was this massive confusion and things happened. So watch it if you haven't watched it, or read the books. I love the books too. I actually have an Anna Green Gables bag. I'll show you in a minute. This is my Bramble and Rose, and I'm overthinking the way the colors go and everything, and I was just getting frustrated with myself. So I'm hoping to sit down and stitch that soon. Right now I'm into the Christmas stuff, so we'll continue with that one. Kind of disappointed that I didn't get this one done last year because it was the 400th anniversary of the Mayflower coming to America. got almost all the names done, but then I got sick and concussion, and this is on, I can't remember if this is 32 or 28 count, to be honest with you, but my eyes still bug me if I stitch for too long. So I did figure out, though, they come up with a way to keep the 2020 in there. So the 2020 for the year 400th anniversary, and then my initials go here, and then at the bottom here I'm going to just put 2021, and I'm going to match it, the color, to the border, so it doesn't it's not as obvious, but it also shows that I didn't cheat and say, oh yeah, I finished it in 2021 or 2020 when I really finished it in 2021. So there's that. Buzz off. Plum Street Designs, a lot of, okay, so last year 10 out of my 12 projects I finished were Lizzie Kate. This year I have a feeling it's going to be mostly Plum Street, because I have a ton that are kitted up right now. Well, not a ton, I've got 3, but let's be honest, it's going to probably be Plum Street, because I know I'm going to be ordering a couple more. Really excited to do this one because of the bees. And if you've seen some of my projects from last year that have bees on them, you'll know why. They have Sasquatch one, and Abominable Snowman. So, and I want to do the Abominable Snowman for my dad. He's super tall, and he used to be he's a teacher, and he would chaperone the band camps for his junior high school students, and his friend was one of his friends was the band teacher, and the kids, like, they would do outdoor activities like snowshoeing and tobogganing and hiking, whatever, and he would get ice in his goatee, and so they called him Ice Giant, and the kids wrote him a song, and it was all really sweet, and it kind of stuck. And so now I want to do that one for my dad, because I've seen pictures of when he and mom go snowshoeing, and they'll send me selfies, and again, his face is covered in ice. So I'm going to do that one for him for Christmas. Get it framed all nice and everything, and go from there. So another one of my whips. I started this one, I think I was in isolation. I had a cold, got tested for COVID, came back negative, but I still had to stay home for 2 weeks. So lucky for me, I still got paid. So I started this one. I didn't get very far. This is as far as I got. I don't know why I put it down. I got busy helping mom with cookies or work or something, but it ended up going back in the whip bin. This one is the 4 Seasons for Lizzie Kate. So 3 of my projects are still Lizzie Kate's. This one is the largest one for the year. I'm currently working on summer. I'm halfway through the grass. Okay, I got that big block of color. I kind of got bored, so it got put away. But I really want to, again, another one I really want to finish. I think this will be the year of big whips. Not big whoops, big whips. Then I have The Snow Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. I haven't even started this one, but it's all kitted up and ready to go. And I have this cute Christmas winter bag, and it's going to be done on this fabric. I got this one at the Stitchery Nook. Super excited. Can't wait. This one, you know what? It might go into the timeout bin. I can't get into it. I really wanted to. And I think these are super cute. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe because I was working on this and I found out that my coffee shop was closing, and I got moved to another store, which I really love. I love my new store, don't get me wrong, but this one is just like, oh yeah, I started working on this one when my store closed, kind of thing. So we'll see. I have all 3 ready to go, and I have started the purple one. I think I just got this top little part done. I haven't done much of anything, to be honest, with that one. 3 more, I promise. That's it. I have Death by Cross Stitch. I really want to finish the top pages. I think I've got 2.5 pages, so maybe let's do the top 2 and then maybe 1 down. It probably won't be until next year that I finish this, but we'll see. Sometimes, like, I can sit there and do like 2 pages in a month, which I did last year. I got 2 pages of this done, so fingers crossed this gets done soon. And then 2 last projects left over from Stitch Mania last year. It's this one right here. It's the Lizzie Kate. This one I could probably finish by tomorrow if I sat down and worked on it tonight. And then the last one is the snowman. This one, it's a lot blockier and chunkier, so this one's going to take me a little bit more time. But I do want to have these both finished before Stitch Mania this year. And Stitch Mania this year is going to be a lot different than Stitch Mania last year. I'm not starting 7 new projects in 7 days because that was insane. And why did I do that? Because it was COVID, and why not, right? So this year is going to be a little different. Now for my kitted projects that I have not started and I don't have a stitching bag for, these are what I've got. I've got the birds and bees. I saw a fellow Flosstuber do this one, and I actually thought it was a lot bigger than it was when I saw the picture of it online, and then she did this one and it's a lot smaller, but it's really cute, and I think it'll go fairly quick with all the lettering and stuff. So excited for this one. Again, it's got bees, right? Cool. Tire Trio. This was my first Plum Street that I ever saw, and I needed to have it. It's all kitted up and ready to go. So come on, free bag. I just have to order another bag. You can see my mom in the background going, no. Yes. Fox View. The one and only time I've seen a fox. Andy and I, we were driving along the cornfields near dusk to look for fireflies, and I saw a little fox sitting beside some of the corn in his fields. It was really sweet. And yes, we saw lots of fireflies at night. We don't normally I don't think we have them here. Yes, we do. I haven't seen them. Mom says we do. She just whispered, yes, we do. But I haven't seen them, so and she's tisking at me now. Patchwork Crow. This one is another one I want to do, but I'm going to finish the Patchwork Deer first. I also have Patchwork Sheep. These 2 were part of my failure for the second half of Stitch from Stash 2020. I failed epically the second half, totally fell off the wagon, and that was that. My last project is the Spirit of Christmas. This was actually at one point a mystery sampler, so it started here, and then the rest. And then because the fabric is so narrow, I don't think I had the right frame, and so I was constantly moving my fabric, and it was annoying me because it felt like every 50 stitches I'd have to move the frame. I know, it drove me bananas. So I was taking it out I took it out of the frame, and then fabric started puckering. Mom pointed it out. I said, no, it's fine. And I showed Liz. I said, how bad is it? She says, do you want me to send you more fabric? I said, sure. Might as well send me the thread package for it again, because I got halfway through, so I'm going to run out of thread anyways. So she did. And I got darker fabric for it. So this was the original fabric. And then I got this one instead. And this one is called, oh, it's called brown sugar. My favorite kind of sugar. So that one is also all kitted up and ready to go. That one, easy working copies to make. So all the ones that are 11 by 17 are my Joan Elliott. So I have the All Hallows Eve sampler. That one's not all kitted up. That one needs the black floss, or if I can find like a variegated Halloween floss, like a deep purple, or maybe a black, purple, and gray. Thinking about that one. Then I also have Enchanted Aurora, also by Joan Elliott, and then the new Christmas one that she did, the Christmas lady. I'll also show that one in my next video, along with some of the threads that I got from the threads of the month, just because this video is getting long. So those are my plans for this year, is to knock off a few of my my whips. I would really like to get, I'm going to get the Coming to America, Farmhouse Christmas, and Bramble and Rose done for sure. The other ones are hopes. And then I have 10 fully kitted projects that I can seek inspiration from, just so that I'm not constantly buying like it was last year. So everybody have a great couple weeks, month, depending on when I get my next video in. Stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll see you soon. Have a great week. Bye.